DarkArmedAlliance, and today I've got another deck profile for you guys. And this is going to be an update deck profile of my Red Eyes, and oh boy, have I been waiting on Retro Dragon. It's actually a fairly good card. I really do like it. It helps a lot with the synergy of the deck, and let's get into it, and I'll show you how. First off, I'm playing 3 copies of Red Eyes Black Dragon. I know a lot of people would say that that's a little cloggy, but with the build that I'm using, it's really not. You will use all 3 at a given time to make Flare Metal or to make Archfiend Black Skull Dragon. 3 just flows for me, so I use 3. Then I use 2 copies of Summon Skull. Summon Skull really helps out for the fusion, and that's about all he does. You can tribute maybe a Blackstone or something if you can special summon something out, maybe, and then get him out, but you rarely will summon him. Then I played 2 copies of Red Eyes Flare Dragon. Flare Dragon basically is a 5th Red Eyes. That's pretty much what it is. It's a little bit better because you can normal summon it, and after the battle phase, after it attacks, you can inflict 2,400 points of damage to your opponent. So, pretty good. Makes it 48 if you hit him directly, so very good. Then I play 1 copy of Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Yeah, I did. With Retro Dragon, I dropped Dark Armed. I hate it. I love you, Dark Armed. I love you. But it just didn't flow anymore. The deck got a little faster, and I couldn't control the graveyard as much as I'd like to. So it became dead in the hand a lot. I'm sorry, but you did. Then I play only 1 copy of Wyvern now. I dropped it down to 1 just so I could have it as an additional normal summon, because you will run into times occasionally, maybe again 1 out of 10 matches, that you just don't have anything to summon. So you're going to either want to have a Dragon Shrine to get your egg, or you're going to want to have a Wyvern in hand. So it helps out. It lets you summon something, and it's another dragon for Darkness Metal. Then I play 3 copies of the new guy, Retro Dragon. It is actually a hand trap. If a Red Eyes monster that is level 7 or lower gets destroyed on your side of the field, you can special summon him in face-up defense position, then special summon all Red Eyes monsters that were destroyed by battle or by card effect during that battle phase. Really, really good card. Just amazing card. I think it's actually just if, like, they get destroyed all at once, like a Dark Hole or something like that. But really, really good card. I love the time machine behind it and the meaning of retro, meaning, you know, things from the past. So that really plays into it. The second effect you really won't get into all that much. You contribute him to conduct an additional normal summon. I guess that would help out with maybe like Summon Skull. You could get Summon Skull out like this, but I wouldn't do it. I mean, I'd rather just save this. I mean, if that was my only option, I'd probably do it. But other than that, I just don't see myself using it that way. Then I played 2 copies of Black Metal Dragon. You can equip it to a Red Eyes monster. So anything that has Red Eyes in its name makes it gain 600 attack points. So it makes Red Eyes a 3,000 meter. And then if it's sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 Red Eyes card from your deck to your hand, except Red Eyes be chick. Really great card. Then I'm only playing 2 copies of the Blackstone of Legend. You only need 2, and I don't understand why people play 3. It gets so cloggy at 3. You don't want your hand full of a bunch of 0/0 level 1 monsters. You just don't want it. Once you get flowing with the deck and you get it to move, it can help. Maybe you could drop Wyvern if you had 3. Maybe. I've tried it. I find it to be cloggy. I'd rather have the 18 beater that I can, if I don't summon that turn, I can, you know, special summon a Red Eyes. So I like it a lot better than a 3rd Blackstone. But then I play 1 copy of Mathematician and 1 copy of Carbon Dynan. Carbon helps because you can normal summon Math. And if you've already got this in graveyard from like a 1-for-1 play or something like that, or set it, which you will sometimes set it if it's your only monster to summon, just to get your plays rolling, you can special summon a Red Eyes from your deck by banishing it. With Math, you normal summon Math, send this to grave, and then you just sit. You wait. They usually attack into Math. You draw a card next turn, you special summon a Red Eyes, then you may have a Blackstone. Normal summon the Blackstone, overlay into a Flare Metal. You know, plays for days with Carbon. Then I play 2 Effect Veiler just to kind of combat the current meta. It also helps me go into Stardust Spark, which is very nice, and the only synchro that I'm only playing in this deck. But that's it for the monsters. Let's get into the spells, guys. So first off, I'm playing 1 copy of 1-for-1. I know I just mentioned that, but it helps me by special summoning out either if I have just a Red Eyes on board, I'll special summon out like an Effect Veiler if I want to go for Spark, if I'm already established and I just want to protect myself before I attack. Or I can special summon out the Stone, which is typically what I'm going to summon off of a 1-for-1 play. Then I'm playing, this is another one that you guys are going to think weird, but I want to see it, so I play 3. I play 3 copies of Red Eyes Fusion. I don't find it to be dead. I do not. With me being able to recycle so much in this deck, I usually will only get 2 of them off, but by the time I get the second one off, you got to think, you've got 2 3200 beaters on board, or at least 1 that every time it attacks after the battle phase, you get to spin a Red Eyes back to deck and then inflict 2400 extra points. So you're essentially inflicting 5,600 points if you're swinging directly with this. Red Eyes Fusion is nothing to play at, but the only thing that's negative about it is you cannot normal summon or special summon the turn you activate it. So it's a Black Skull, and that's it. Then I play 1 copy of Dragon's Mirror because Dragon's Mirror helps me go into the first of the dragons or another Black Skull dragon, which will happen. Then I'm only playing 2 copies of Twin Twister just in case I do draw something that I don't really need, or if I need to get something in the grave, like my Carbon Diamond, and I want to break up your Pendulum Scale. I could send Carbon Diamond. I could send an extra Red Eyes Fusion, something like that, to grave and break you apart. And I could still get pluses. Then I play 2 copies of Silver's Cry. Oh, and I am proxying these. I do apologize. I'm working on getting them. Then I'm playing 2 Silver's Cry, because Silver's Cry lets me play, it's essentially Monster Reborn for Red Eyes. Just the baby, or not the baby, the main Red Eyes and the Gemini Red Eyes. You activate this, you get out Red Eyes, you overlay into Flare Metal, and then you go crazy. Then I play 2 of the Draw Power cards, which is red cards for Redstone. You send a level 7 Red Eyes monster from your hand to the grave to draw 2 cards, and you can send another level 7 Red Eyes from your deck to the grave. So it helps you not draw so many. This is another card that you could send to the grave with Twin Twister. Then I play 2 copies of Dragon Shrine because essentially it searches your egg, because you send a dragon monster, so you'd send a Red Eyes, then you can send an additional dragon to the grave. So you'd send a Red Eyes, then the Stone, spin the Red Eyes back to deck, and then add the Stone to hand, and the next turn you're already set up for a Red Eyes Black Dragon play. Then that's it for the spells. Then for the traps, I'm playing 1 Bottomless, and then I'm playing 2 little personal tech cards that I see you guys actually like to play this game. So go ahead and comment down below and tell me what the 2 tech cards are. Okay, they're 2 different tech cards. And if you watch my previous videos, you might know what they are in my Red Eyes deck. But without further ado, go ahead and pause it. All right, here we go. So here's what they are. 1 is a Eradicator Epidemic Virus because it crushes so much. And if you have a Archfiend Black Skull Dragon that's about to die from a card effect such as, I don't know, Raigeki, Dark Hole, Torrentials, I don't know, anything, or if it's hindered by like a Fiendish or something like that, you can activate this and destroy their Pendulum Scale and gain knowledge of what else they have under their, up their sleeve. Then I'm playing 1 copy of Deck Devastation Virus. This card had a lot of hype at one time, and then it just died off. I think this card is very live in this deck because it's a monster with 2,000 attack or more, and the majority of what I'm playing is 2,000 attack or more. It gives me the knowledge to know what you have, and it gives me an advantage by sending a bunch of your cards to the grave. If I'm playing something besides Pendulums, this card's amazing. If I'm playing against Pendulum, this card's amazing. Regardless, these 2 are amazing. This busts Pendulum Scales, this busts monsters. Just amazing. If I know you're playing a hell of a lot of traps, this. Then I'm playing 2 copies of Solemn Strike. Really good, again, proxying because I can't spend $60 a piece on these. I think they're now. Maybe less by the time I post this. Then I'm playing one copy of Torrential Tribute, just for general back row, or just for, not back row, monster hate. And then 2 Call of the Haunted, just so I can have more flare metal plays. And that's it, pretty much, for the main deck. Let's get on into the extra. Let me see. Let me put the red eyes on the front, and we'll move on in. Alright, so first off, I'm playing 3 copies of Archfiend Black Skull Dragon. Archfiend Black Skull Dragon is a really awesome card because it's pretty much an Archimedes when it attacks. And like I mentioned earlier, if it attacks, you can spin a red eyes from your graveyard back to your hand and then inflict damage to your opponent equal to that monster's attack. So, awesome card. Then I'm playing 1 copy of First of the Dragons because, surprisingly enough, a lot of decks don't realize they don't have a lot of outs to this. Cannot be destroyed by battle except by a normal monster. So you sit this guy in defense mode and they have to waste a resource to get past it. You usually get this off with Dragon's Mirror. Then I'm playing 2 copies of Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, probably my favorite card in the deck besides Archfiend. It essentially, every time your opponent activates something, they have to pay 500 life points. Okay? Or they inflict themselves with 500 life points. It can't be destroyed by card effects as long as it has XYZ materials on it. And it has another effect. I know, they just keep rolling. You can detach a card from this to target a red eyes in your graveyard and special summon it. So you essentially, if you have 2 of these, you can roll into another one. But I don't have another one, and the extra deck is a little tight. So I would actually play something like this, just for a little bit of defense. You can play Mech Phantom Beast Draco Sack, which would add even more defense to your front lines. Or you could play Big Eye if your opponent has something really big against you and you want to steal it. Speaking of something big, I play 1 copy of Dark Rebellion XYZ's Dragon just for a humongous beer. And then I play 1 copy of Castel Sky Blaster Musketeer. Then we play the Cyber Dragon Infinity Engine, which you could, if you don't own it, you could take it out. This deck can function completely without it. I just am proxying it just to show you that you could play it in this deck. Then finally, for the last card, that is 1 Stardust Spark Dragon. And that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you enjoyed this deck profile. I certainly did. Don't forget to check the description below for the links. I think I'm going to leave a link for DarkArmedAlliance, which is my Yu-Gi-Oh group that I'm trying to kickstart, and my Facebook like page that is Dark Armed Duelist. Anyways, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Dark Armed Duelist, and I'm